Hi guys, it's Bobby. Welcome back to my channel for another video. Gonna do like a weekly plan with me today, and I've got a few changes to tell you about. So if you're interested, keep watching. All right, so I'm still obviously in my personal wide Moterm and Pebble Quartz. Beautiful color. Beautiful color. So the first change is my pen. I went back to the Coletto 3-color. I did change the colors. I really like how I write with this pen. The ink is smooth, it doesn't skip, it doesn't scratch, so it's really cool. But black is for like most things. Orange is for like family stuff, like if my kid has an appointment or I gotta do stuff with the pets or whatever. Pink is for me. So, and then black is just like everything else. So this is my monthly calendar. So what I'm gonna do here, this is where I'm gonna track like a lot of my stuff. So my goal is to get rid of my habit tracker. I'm not really good at remembering to go back and fill it in. And if I do, it's a couple of days later and I don't remember exactly if I've done something or didn't. So like here, this is where I'm going to track like intimacy, so I'm just going to put like a little black heart, on the calendar, the day of the week. So that's what I'm going to do there. So I'm going to get rid of my habit tracker. So most things have still stayed the same. I did print the sticky note calendars from Plan with B. I'm going to use these to like track my vitamins. I think it's the vitamins. I don't know. I gotta look back at my notes for that, but I think that's what this is for, track my vitamins. So we get in my personal section, and this is where my habit tracker lives, but I'm gonna get rid of it. So I printed these sticky notes from Perpetual Plans. This is what I'm gonna use for like my self-care stuff. I started a new skincare routine for the morning and the afternoon, the evening. So you'll see that in just a bit. So this is going to go away eventually. So I'm not even going to track my walks. So my personal section is going to start with like my gratitude. And then I have some extra habit trackers here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take them out. When you get into my health section, this is where I've got the Perpetual Plans sticky note for the habit tracker. This is my self-care. So like rinse my face in the morning. I'm going to do the eye mask, which is these here. They're a little dirty, but they're like the golden eye masks. If I can get this off. So it's these here. So I'm going to rinse my face in the morning and then put these on for about 10 or 15 minutes. And then I will put on my vitamin C serum and then my moisturizer. My morning moisturizer has SPF in it. So, because where my desk is, it's at windows. And hopefully we're coming into warmer weather. Speaking of which, I don't know what the weather's been like over there for you guys, but Wednesday, we got up to 85 degrees. Okay, that was our high on Wednesday. Thursday morning, when I got up at 5, it was 75 degrees. Thursday afternoon by 10 a.m. So from 5 a.m. at 75 to 10 a.m. the same day, the wind picked up. It got cold. I had to close the windows. I had to put a sweater on. And then by like 2 o'clock that afternoon, it was snowing. Yeah, it was snowing. And then this morning, when I got up, it was 25 degrees. So we dropped 50 degrees in 24 hours. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, so back to my face care, or my skin care, my self-care, or whatever. I'm going to rinse my face in the morning, put my mask on, do my vitamin C serum, and then my morning moisturizer with SPF. brush my teeth, brush my hair, and then in the evening, I wash my face, I put on niacinamide, and then I put on non-SPF moisturizer, okay? So I'm going to check it off every day, that I do it, which is why I put AM and PM, okay? And we've got my health log. I still haven't walked, but I'm going to take walk off my habit tracker, obviously. And I'm just going to use this because I write down the miles that I walk on the walking pad. So this is going to be my tracker. I'm not going to keep tracking things in 3 or 4 different places. So my weight loss, I did weigh myself this morning and I was down to 258.1. So forgive my reach. I should have calculated this before I got on here, but whatever. So I was 260.5 minus 258.1, which means I lost 2.4 pounds during this week. I think a lot of that was because maybe I was retaining on 3.6. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna take it because I haven't walked at all this week. So, but anyway, so did my calendar, Then we get into my weekly that starts with the important dates that I got from Annalise Designs, or Annalise. I don't know if it's Annalise Designs or not, but anyway. So, and this is the week that we're on. So I was using Annalise's weeklies because I really liked the layout, no habit tracker. But I got thinking yesterday, sitting around at work waiting for something to happen, I miss my Haru Plans inserts. So, when you purchase their inserts, you can get a Monday start or a Sunday start. So I went back and I found the Sunday start. So I've got that. I edited this to say this week's wins. This says to do, the meal plan, and then there's a spot for next week. Now, this is blank. It's unlined. I can either write in there like it is, or I have some like checklist stickers, like in the Me and My Big Ideas sticker books or whatever from back in the day that I can put there. But I do like the habit tracker here because now, I can check off AM skincare, vitamins, read, walk, gratitude, daily banking, and PM skincare. And you guys, I have been reading. I've been reading like every day. It's amazing. So I read on my lunch break. I get an hour for lunch. So typically, like I'll start my lunch like in the air fryer or whatever, before I clock out. So that way, by the time I clock out, my lunch is ready and I don't have to spend time cooking or heating it up. So and then I just sit and I read the entire hour. It's to the point I had to set an alarm on my phone for 1:55 to tell me to get back to work because I will zone out and forget everything else around me when I'm reading. Okay, so this is the week we're going to plan, so I'm going to take that out. My dailies, this is today, this is Friday, so I don't really have a whole lot going on, at work. I did put toilet paper in the bathroom, though, so, and this was helping me, like, I would write down habit tracker, every day, because I would never remember to go back and do it. So, but I'm hoping, and I keep, like when it's on my desk, I keep the week open more than the dailies, simply because I need to write down stuff that's coming up next week. Like I have a meeting next Wednesday. I'm going to take my kid for his appointment next Tuesday, so if something comes up, I need to be able to jot it down really quick. So anyway, I'm not going to set up daily pages in this Plan With Me, because I'm really not using them. Like I only go here to check stuff off because I already filled it in, so, all right, I am going to, I need to go back to my weekly and look because I have some things. Let me see, let me get a sticky note. No, I don't want to do that. All right, so I'm going to try to set this off to the side where I can still see it. So let's do that. Oops, sorry, y'all. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is highlight the week that we're going to be on, which is the 15th through the 21st. And I moved to a Sunday start, in case you didn't know. I moved to a Sunday start because the payroll week is Sunday to Saturday. And everything else in my life, every other calendar is a Sunday start. So, pardon me, I wanted to make sure that everything was consistent. Okay, so now I know Sunday is my husband's birthday. So, I already have his cake. You know, he's a big fan of ice cream cakes. So, the one thing I like about this pen too, ADD, like I'm all over the damn place. I don't have to highlight first. I can write because this Tombow doesn't smear the ink like it did with my tool pen. So, anyway, but I guess I'm still in the habit of highlighting first because I'm about to do that right now. So I'm just gonna highlight up here because it's my husband's birthday. So Monday, I'm gonna go back to my colored dot. So Monday I have a meeting. Tuesday, I gotta go back to take my kid to his appointment. Wednesday, I have another meeting. And Thursday, I have a meeting. So, the Monday and Thursday meetings are our team meetings. They have been canceled. Well, this past Monday's meeting wasn't canceled, but the one for yesterday was. So I'm really hoping that since we had one on Monday, we won't have any next week, but I'm still going to write them down. So Monday, it's 12p. Team meeting. All right, so Tuesday, it is 7A. Denton. Okay, Wednesday. Now, my meeting on Wednesday is an hour and a half. So, pardon me, that's going to cut into my lunch break. You know, I'm hoping it doesn't run that long, but it's going to cut into my lunch break, which means it's going to feel like my day is longer than it actually is. But this is for a union in California. So, let's see, a union meeting. All right, and then Thursday, like I said, is our team meeting, which I'm hoping is canceled. Okay. All right. So I know I'm all over the place here, but I know one of the things that I have to do, I just don't know what day is laundry. So I'll put that down there. Okay. So Monday, I know I've got my PW audit. And then I've got my C-batch. And ODPs. All right, and then Tuesday, I know my C-batch is due at 2:15. And then we've got term cancels and ODPs. Wednesday is an ODP day. Okay. Let's see. Thursday's ODPs. And then Friday is ODPs and the retro audit. All right. So that's that. I haven't done a meal plan yet, you know, so I'll sit down this weekend with my husband and figure that out. So I'm just going to actually write that down for Sunday the 15th. I'm just going to write meal plan. All right, And I need to clean this week, but that's going to be, you know, tomorrow, Saturday. So I will clean tomorrow. I want to go through and sweep and mop and vacuum and, you know, get like all the crevices in the corners and stuff like that, because with having the windows open the other day, it, like, I got we got fresh air in the house and it was just amazing. But I noticed some things that have been neglected, you know, due to the harsh winter that we've had. So I just want to make sure that I get all of that stuff, you know, do my spring cleaning, you know. So let's see. I just went to the grocery store. What was it, Wednesday, I think? Yeah, Wednesday. I got out of the house for a bit. I did like a Walmart pickup. You guys, the Walmart pickups are really irritating me. You know, in the past 2 or 3 times I've done a Walmart pickup, you know, they've neglected to put stuff in my order. They charge me for it. They say they shop for it, but it never gets in my order for me to bring home. You know, when I went on Wednesday, I was putting everything away, and I realized they neglected to give me my cat litter. The cat litter that I've already paid for. So I have decided that I'm done with grocery pickups. I'm done with getting stuff delivered unless absolutely positively necessary for whatever reason. I'm done. I can't, because now I have to go into the store and do it myself, which is what I should have done to begin with. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, so this to-do list will get filled in as the week goes on. Sunday will get filled in. Probably not, because meal plan is probably all we're going to do because it's my husband's birthday. So I think we're going to have grilled cheese for dinner on Sunday. I think that's what he said that we were going to do, but I'm not sure. So I want to confirm with him tonight when he comes home, or maybe even tomorrow when we sit down, or Sunday when we sit down and do the meal plan. So, but anyway, I think that's all I got. I feel like this has just been so disorganized and all over the place, but this is my life. This is how I process through things, how I make changes, how I get shit done. So, but that's how I do it. And, you know, I'm hoping that with this habit tracker being back, you know, that I can look at it, and since the weekly pages stay open on my desk, I can look at it and be like, oh crap, I haven't done any of that, and just go do it, you know. So, but anyway, I hope you guys have been doing well. I hope the weather isn't as bipolar for you guys as it has been for me here lately. So, and I know you guys have got to be ready for spring, because God knows I am. Oh my goodness. So anyway, all right. Tell me how your goals have been going. Are you tracking? Did you give up? You know, have you made some changes to your goals? Whatever the case may be. And until next time, bye.